Hello! So good to see you. I'm coming in late tonight. Well, kind of. It's been a whirlwind of a day. I live in Phoenix. It was 117 degrees today. Woo woo! Yes. So, what I want to talk to you about is how can you tell the voice of the ego from the voice of spirit? It's it takes some time to get used to learning the difference and navigating. So I'm going to give you a couple tips here of what to look for. So you know if you're thinking with the right mind or thinking with a mind that's going to take you down the wrong path, down the rabbit hole. So the first trick that the ego likes to use is to make you feel separate. So that's its main objective, to make you feel separate from source, from God, from spirit, and from one another, from everything. So anytime you start comparing yourself to someone else, like either way, if you think you're better than somebody else or worse than someone else, that's comparison. That's a trick of the ego. So when you catch yourself in that, you're like, oh, okay, I see you, ego. I see you. This is weird. Okay, I have like a play button on the screen. I don't know if this is zooming or not, or filming. Anyways, another trick, the second one is if you see only two options for something, if you're in black or white thinking, or you're like, well, I can either do A or B, and that's it. There are no other options. You're definitely thinking with the ego mind. Definitely. So all you have to do to get out of that one is to think up one other possibility. Like, what's one other possibility? Just one. Because the second you introduce a third possibility, you are inviting in spirit and things will open up for you. Because we live in an infinite universe with infinite possibilities. So, when you get stuck in the box, like that black and white thinking, I invite you to go there. Like, okay, what's one other possibility? Okay, good. Oh gosh, this is my favorite. Being right. I've talked about this before, but whenever you're convinced that you are right, you're pretty much not right. All right, just accept it. And the best thing to do, I mentioned it, I believe, yesterday or day before, is to introduce another possibility like, well, what if we're both right? Or what if neither one of us is right? Or who gives a shit? Because the person who's committed to being right is also committed to making enemies and not committed to love. Because being right is beside any point. You know, it's not going to help you in any relationship proving that you're right. It's a trick of the ego. And it still gets me and it still makes me mad when I get there. But I still go there. I admit it. It happens. I have a little list here, my cheat sheet. Oh my gosh, self doubt or confusion. So if you're like, oh, what should I do? Or I don't know what to do. I'm so confused. That's an illusion and that's a trick of the ego. So if you check in with yourself and just listen to your body, like what is it saying for you to do? What's it calling for you to do? Like you already know. Especially when it comes to if people make requests of you. If you have been in the habit of people pleasing and saying yes to everything, your body will tell you, like the second you say yes or the second somebody asks you something that you don't want to do, you're going to feel something in your body. Usually it's in the gut or the heart. You'll be like, ugh, ugh, or it feels heavy and you don't want to do it. And if you say yes, that is a premeditated resentment, a resentment waiting to happen. So, one of the things that I do with my clients is I have them evaluate, do a values assessment, and figure out what their values are. And they make choices from that place. You know, they only say yes to things that they really want to do, that are true yeses for them, that are in alignment with their values. And eventually you get good at this. And if something's not an F, yeah, it's like, no thanks. It just becomes natural. but it takes practice. It's scary as hell when you first start it. It really is. Oh gosh. Okay, protection. Protection comes in many forms. So it could be like, I'm going to pretend I'm happy all the time. I'm going to put on this face. It's a mask, right? I'm going to protect myself. Or you're starting a relationship and you start to like somebody. Maybe you think you like them more than they like you. And you're like, ooh, I better hold back. I better pull back. You're protecting yourself. Or you put on a tough exterior, like, oh, that doesn't bother me. Nothing bothers me. Anytime you're pulling back or you're worried about what someone can do to you, you are protecting yourself. And that's a trick of the ego. Because truly, you can never be a victim. Like, you are causing and creating everything you're experiencing. So if you don't like it, just make a different choice. Or consciously create what you do want to experience. Now, I'm not saying like people have never been victimized. That's not what I want to say. I'm not saying it's their fault. It's nothing like that. But once you know how the universe works, you get this on a deeper level. So this is not to guilt or shame or any of that, because that is also a trick of the ego, guilt and shame. So this is just to give you hope. Like, if you don't like what you have, you could literally change it right now, this second, by making different choices. You can change your perspective. You could say, okay, why did I create that? What did I need that for? Why did my soul allow this to happen? Because there must be some lesson here for me. There's always other ways to look at it. Always. So that's what I'm saying. Not that you've never been victimized. I don't want to go there. Oh, this is a fun one. Seeking. So the ego is all about seek and not find. So you'll see people that are in different spiritual paths, on different spiritual paths, and they're seeking all the time. They're seeking the truth. They're seeking something, usually though it's outside of themselves. So some people are seeking things or like material possessions because they think it will fill them up. It'll fill up the hole that they feel inside. Some people are seeking status or power, promotions, praise. Even it can take on spiritual forms, like they're seeking enlightenment. And what I'm saying is you have the capacity within you to be enlightened in this moment, should you choose it. So ego is like, will keep you running on the hamster wheel. Like, okay, I got to do this. And then you see something else, shiny object syndrome. Like, oh, okay, I'm going to go run over here. I'm going to seek this. And then I'm going to seek this. And I'm looking for this relationship that will fill me up and make me feel. Nothing can make you feel anything. You choose to feel. You allow yourself to feel. And usually we're unconscious, so we're not really choosing to feel anything except for exactly what we felt yesterday, because we're so unconscious that we just go by pattern and we repeat the same stuff over and over and over. So a lot of our growth comes from becoming conscious of what we're doing. Like, oh, but not judging it, not attaching, just like saying, oh yeah, I see you. Oh, interesting. I didn't even know I did that. I didn't know I said that word. So it's just becoming conscious of it and having fun, playing. Seriousness is of the ego. So when you're serious about everything, like, oh, gosh, and language, right? Like, I have to go to work tomorrow. Oh, gosh, I have to go to work. Well, you're choosing to go to work to sustain a lifestyle that you've chosen, right? Nobody's making you go. Not in this country, usually. Maybe in other countries, not here. So watch your language. Watch your language. Like, I get to go to work. I'm choosing to go to work to provide for my family, to save up for this vacation that we want to take, whatever it is. So just be, cognizant of what you're saying, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and just notice it. Like, become a detective of all things. Hope this was helpful, and I hope you could see it because it doesn't look like you could. So, all right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you. Bye.